Afternoon, good evening, good morning, whatever it is, wherever you are. And thanks for joining us on another live stream. My name's Chuck, for those that may be joining new. And today I've got a guest, Pierre from Courage Studios Photography. And we're going to talk to him in a minute. But before we do, let me get the chat opened up here. Before we do, just a little bit of Nikon news. For those that might not have checked out Nikon rumors or anything, the 800 millimeter that everybody's so interested in, I mean, it's all but announced. It was at CP Plus, people playing with it. And, the big thing right now is the cost of that lens. And the people are speculating everything from $6,000 to $16,000. Who knows what it's going to be? It's definitely going to be out of my price range. I know that, at least for now. But talking to Patrick Smith last night on Photography Talk, and I hope you guys were over there and listening to that, he brought up a good point. He noticed that it has a bayonet lug lens hood. And that's interesting because that's not typical on the very upper echelon super telephotos. We know, or definitely speculate, that it's going to be a PF lens. So with being a PF lens and a bayonet lens hood, does that indicate that it's going to be more towards the lower end of the price speculation? I think it is. And I hope that it is. Again, it's still not going to be in my budget, but it's going to be a very interesting lens. And I know a lot of people were talking about it, so I just thought I would bring that up. And Nikon pretty much reassures us that the firmware update for the Z9 is going to include ProRes RAW. So that's a big deal for us. For anybody that was looking for it, that's definitely a big deal. And there's also still talk about the possibility of Blackmagic RAW. So a lot of things coming up in the firmware update. Don't know when it's going to be. Seth Miranda speculated April, whether that's for the Z9 or the Z62, Z72, or both. I don't know. And we're still waiting confirmation on a firmware update from Nikon, a confirmation from Nikon Japan about a firmware update for the Z62 and Z72. That's what I know right now. Cameras are still streaming or beginning to trickle in again. So I guess somebody had speculated March 5th. So everybody get ready that's still waiting. Maybe the bus load is on its way. I hope so. All right. All right. So let's see who's in here right now. Charles, good to see you. James. Yeah, I'll be shocked if it's between 5 and 6. No doubt about it. That puts it in the category of maybe I can make this happen somehow. Hey, Bob, good to see you. Good morning from California, sunny California. And you need to give me a call here in the next day or so. We need to talk. Can you guys send down lobsters for lunch? There you go.
I love lobster. I know it's
Yeah.
a messy thing, but I love lobster.
I'd like some myself. And I'm up here in Connecticut, so I'm not too far from it. But yeah, Sky's up there closer than I. So, all right, folks, please welcome Mr. Pierre from Courage Studios Photography. And the topic today is, hey, Ray, good to see you.
Hey, Larry.
Topic today is, it's kind of a conversation, and I need you guys to join in and help out, because this is the opportunity for us to lift somebody up in the community rather than just rake them over the coals and tear them down. And I'm really tired of people doing that, which is why I get so angry sometimes in the chats about, it's not, the white balance is not correct in that or whatever. Okay. Yes, maybe so, but it's to my taste. And this is where we really begin to break the community down, when we can't accept somebody else's taste. Now, it's okay and it's acceptable to let people know this may not be appealing to a lot of people. And I respect that. That's fantastic to bring that up as a criticism of a photo, video, or whatever. But when we just, criticize without an explanation, or do it to make ourselves look better, that's terrible. So anyway, back to Sky Pierre has been shooting for a while, and we'll get into some questions here. I'll let him answer some questions for us, and then you guys jump in and help us out with some answers and some guidance and help. He wants to be a working photographer, a working pro photographer, and we won't get into the definition of pro right now. But if you're a working photographer and you're receiving money, then I say that's a profession. So you could say working pro photographer. This is what he wants to do. It's his dream, and it will help him, subsist. So I wanted to bring him on and talk about this. We'll talk about what he has available to him right now as far as equipment and locations and things like that. And I do hope that you guys will begin to critique or add your experience and talk about all the difficulties of running a photography business. So with that said, hey, good to see you.
Hagen, how you doing, bro?
Hey, you're
How
out
you
of
doing?
WPPI.
I
Great.
can't wait to speak to you, my friend. I mean, I was talking to Chuck about that. Chuck and I were thinking about having a three conversation. I can't wait to speak to you. It'd be an honor to speak to you, all three of us, and discuss about photography. Hello, everyone. Hello, everyone. I'm pretty sure you all are fantastic photographer. Um, Chuck, I'm sorry, I don't want to take your spot.
No, go ahead and introduce yourself. Go ahead.
So anyway, yes, I am Sky. I've been doing photography for roughly 14 years. I was in accounting for 7 years. And I'm going to be honest with you, it was a typical 9 to 5, and I hate it. I hated going to the same lunch, seeing the same boss. I hated everything that relates to it. I was good with the numbers. I just didn't like it until when I was about approximately when I was 18 years old. A wedding photographer wanted me to work with him for free, and I didn't have a camera, of course. And I worked really hard. I was working at a Walgreens job. I believe these city jobs I was working in Walgreens, CVS, I believe, and I worked extremely hard, and I get to the point to get my first camera. So my first camera was a Nikon D7100, and I did a lot with that. It took me about roughly 4 years to master. I'm gonna repeat that again. Master that whole camera. 4 years, 4 long years. I didn't know about lenses. I didn't know about anything like that. I just wanted to take the photo. I didn't know what kind of photography that I wanted to become, but I really liked the street photography at first. And then from then on, something I saw models, magazines, and things of that nature, and then I slowly but surely went into that lane. I take pictures of portraits. I do weddings. I also do a little bit of food photography, a little bit of landscapes. Um, I did a lot of sports, photography. I have that in some of my arsenal in here. What I'm going to share. Um, but what I'm going to say is, and all of you guys that's listening to this, um, in my state, in my state, which is Massachusetts, a lot of the people here, with the idea of the smartphones, um, photography in many ways has been diminished. People don't really care, let alone respect a photographer. They only really need a photographer. Really would be last minute, or like or if they would call you for last minute, or a birthday or a graduation or a wedding, and they don't really call you on a normally base. They're the type of people that are greedy. They like to pay you close to nothing in terms of uh, um, I
Welcome
went
to the photography world, brother.
yeah, it's just like they don't want to do it. They don't want to pay you because of the smartphone, which is this, they want to pay. They see the smartphone, then well, the smartphone can do this, so I don't need you. It's more like that, and it's tough, guys. It's tough.
Okay, so while the phones have become incredible as far as photos and everything else go, But who's shooting events and weddings and things like that with a smartphone? And I know somebody's going to go find some obscure guy that shot a wedding with a smartphone, and it came out incredible somehow, some way, or whatever. I don't think they've encroached on the profession of photography yet. Yeah, uh, shooting your kids, and things like that while you're out and taking some snapshots when you're on vacation and things like that. I don't think it's encroached on the business so much just yet. And this is where you need a portfolio that shows people what you do. And then they realize they can't do that with their smartphone. So that's going to be one of the first things you'll have to have. I don't have a portfolio myself, but then again, I don't shoot for money. I'm a hobbyist. Okay, I was hoping that A Good out in WPPI was around everybody,
Ray,
and
you are right. Ray, sorry to interrupt. Ray,
and
you are right. I see
we,
that.
we
The
could get
problem is,
those people to join in here and help us out with some of the critique and talk and experience and everything else for running a photo business. And I know Ryan Troy would be a fantastic person if he were to jump in here. You got Vahography, who is a wedding photographer, professional wedding photographer. So we're going to get into it now. Let's start talking about what kind of equipment are you shooting with right now, Sky?
I own 7 Nikon cameras, guys. Seven.
Okay.
So starting with the Nikon D810, the Legend D700, D7 100, D700,
D7
and
Yeah.
D7 100. I also
Okay.
own the D750, and I also have the Nikon D56 50 screen, and I also just purchased not too long ago Nikon Z62, um, with what is it? Did I just say that? Was that 7? Right? I think that was 7. Yeah.
Yep. Yeah.
Um,
So you've got plenty of camera to do what you need to do. There's nothing wrong with your arsenal of cameras. That's no problem there whatsoever. So how about lenses?
I oh man, so I have about approximately I'm gonna say about a little over 18 lenses. So starting off with the 105, the 85 1.4D, the 35 1.4G. I got the 20 to 35 uh, D version. I own the 104 50 1.4. I also own man, damn, so many I have. I
Okay.
also have
Okay.
24.
Okay. So it sounds like you've got an arsenal of lenses that will do for what you want to do. How about
Right.
lighting?
Oh, so many Godox. So many
Okay.
Godox. So many. So many
Okay.
Godox. It is so many. I have a lot of Godox and a few of Viltrox. So
Okay.
I have a lot of I have about 7. I'm gonna repeat that again. 7 7 AD 200s. 7.
Okay. Okay.
7 because when you're waiting, I don't yeah, I don't usually bring them all. I usually bring 4, but 7 I got. I have 7 of those. I also have 2 AD 400s, 1 AD 600, and I also own a couple of strip lights from I forgot the name of the brand, Gas Garrison, whatever.
Okay.
There's so many I have, but the 8200 I broke at least 3 of them, but they still
Okay.
work. The interface broke.
Okay, so I think you're set for equipment. And, I'm sure you have modifiers for your lighting and everything, and C stands or stands, whatever, for your lighting.
Yes, I do.
Do you have a studio space of your own, or are you going to a studio and renting?
I go. I usually rely on Pure Space. Pure Space is what I rely on. A lot of people in Massachusetts you rely on Pure Space because we all know where my state in Massachusetts it's small. It's small. It's just not
Yeah,
designed.
one time I knew of there was a guy that was advertising his studio space up there. Trying, it was this has probably been 8, 10 years ago, maybe, I don't
Mhm.
know. But I know that there was rental space available up there. You could buy in a membership or something like that as well for so many hours a week or whatever. Okay, so you've got space there. Uh, how I seen your some of your videos. It looks like yeah, I could see that you had plenty of equipment. So I guess
Yes.
we checked that block. So now let's talk about what you are shooting primarily. And I'm going to throw some advice out there right off the bat, and all the photographers in here can shoot me down if you agree. You need, if you want to make this a profession or a money making job, you have got to settle on what you want to do. To get good in at anything, it's going to take time and a constant work ethic, uh, perfecting your skills. So, trying to be an all rounder, a generalist in photography, doesn't lend well to us newer photographers, if you will. Work as a working photographer, being able to go out and check all the blocks, doing landscape on your own in your own time or things like that's fantastic. Or you become a landscape photographer and you look for the niche in the world to sell those prints or whatever. So what I guess what I'm saying is you probably need to focus yourself on, if you want to be a portrait photographer and a wedding photographer, then that's what you need to practice more than anything at all, and build a portfolio. Now, if I'm wrong, guys in the chat, chime in here. But
Right.
what I want to do is have you guys, the smart folks out there as well, start chiming in with where he needs to go next, or what questions do you have before we can begin to help him. So let's see. James, okay. Anybody comes down to DC area, you'll be your second for a second for free. That's great, James. That's
Yeah.
thanks for the invitation.
I'm going to add
Uh,
this a little bit. I had a few people that I hired when I did a couple of wedding photographers. I'm going to give you a scenario, guys. Something really happened to me. So I went to the state of New Hampshire. This couple were not into politics. Was a strong Republican. Okay, they loved and adore the former president. Um, and they I hired a female. Nothing's wrong with this. I hired a female to be my second shooter, and I met her on some platform where for photographers. And I see some more work, and I love her work. I found out that she did photography for like at least 2 years. Doesn't really have a lot of experience. I even asked her, "Have you done any weddings and everything?" She said, "Oh, yeah, I've done it before." And I'm like, "Well, where's your work?" "Oh, my computer failed. I didn't really have. I don't have anything to show you, but I know how to do it." So anyway, let me fast forward. I came to a point where I relied on her to do a big photo shoot. She overslept. Um, she overslept, and I had to do the whole wedding by myself. And I get a phone call around, I'm gonna say, about the time when they're about to say "I do," around like 2 o'clock. The woman calls me and tells me, "Oh, can we do it again?" And man, uh, um, the bride. It was what made it worse. Really, at the end of the day, I did all my job, what I could. The bride at the end, very end, at the end, saying, "So where's the pictures of my husband?" Yeah. Oh, it was hard for me to lie on that one. Really hard. I,
right.
I came up when I'm like, "Oh well," I just said, she wanted. She was. It was just, yeah. She overslept. It was. Ooh, um, it was embarrassing. It was very embarrassing. I
Oh,
couldn't.
I'm sure it was.
Oh, ooh, oh my god.
How many
I still
weddings?
about that.
How many weddings have you shot, Sky?
I done about a maximum of 38 in the last 14 years.
Wow, that's a lot of weddings. Do you have that anywhere in your portfolio and videos or photos or whatever? Have you
Um,
asked them if you can use them for promoting your business?
Well, a lot of them are Massachusetts, and I'm gonna. I don't actually, on this particular in my computer. I don't have them in my this my archives. In this archives, I have them a
Okay.
separate server, so I got to open my server and do that. But anyway, my point is, I have some of my. Let me see. I think I have probably one or two. I'm gonna guess that. I don't know. But my point is, I did when it was I did a lot of it with a lot of it with other people. Um,
So
I'm
you were
sorry,
second shooter on some?
some of them, but most of it was on my own because
Okay.
I'm a man person. Yeah, and it's tough. It's tough because I know how to talk to the I know how to talk to people. I know how to talk to people very well. I know how to get to the point, and I like to write things down. And usually I don't really have another person with me, but I usually hire a college student 99% of the time, and they're willing to help me out sometimes. But an average person, they're gonna ask me an arm and a leg supposedly, and I don't really have the funds for that. Most Massachusetts, going to my point, most people in Massachusetts, they want to nickel and dime you.
Oh,
Um,
that's everywhere, buddy.
yeah, they want to nickel and dime you.
Have you
But
not watched Photography's channel?
oh, I love him, man. I love him. I really do love him. Rock and roll, man. I love him.
Everybody does that.
Yeah,
That's all over. It's not just
he
limited to
he
Massachusetts.
he remind me a lot like myself because I feel so angry. I love his rants channel. His it just remind me of me. Like it's my pain, my frustration, my anger. Like it's
All
just
right.
spit in my face. But
So let's get down to it. Let's talk about
yeah.
them. What and more things are going to come up as we chat. And I'm not going to do all the chatting here. We got a lot of smart people out there already talking about things. What do you guys see in what he's told us so far? What do you see that he needs to do? Let's start. Let's get a list going. I hope you got pencil and paper, or pen and paper there, Sky.
Um, I can get that in a second.
All right, get it
Yeah, give me a
because
second. Yeah,
don't
and
let these don't let this knowledge leak away.
no. It's not gonna be that hard. I just gotta get some things in here. I didn't know that part. Um, but um, give me a second. Oh, here.
So while he's getting a pen and paper, what have you guys detected so far that he could probably that you want to talk about that he could probably improve on right off the bat? We don't know everything, but more is going to come out in the discussion. So let's help him out. Let's be frank.
Okay.
V already said, get rid of don't ever hire the lady that you had hired to help out. Don't ever hire her again. I'm sure you've already decided that, but you know, and I'm sure that we're going to get some more comments on and advice on how to find a second shooter. Really look for a good second shooter and things like that. So,
See, the thing is, sorry to interrupt you, Chuck. I'm really, I'm gonna. A lot of you photographers in here, I really am. A lot of people in my state in here, they're all for the bag or the money, and a lot of people lie. A lot of people really do lie. They say, "Oh yeah, I got." They probably take another photo and think to make it look like it. When you come to the reality, when they don't even know squat, and it's just terrible. Just people lie. I have a problem with that. I really
yeah.
have a trust issue with that.
So biography says first question.
Rock and I love you, man. Real talk, rock and roll. Why have you watched my second shooter? Yes, I have, my friend. I definitely watch a lot of your video. Yes, I have. I did watch that. I didn't tech 10 things 10-second photographers do. Yes. It's Veragan, a lot of, like I said, a lot of your stuff that in your videos are resemblant to me. It's a lot of I feel angry I'm like, that's me. That's me. Now, those are my problems. Um, it's terrible. I do watch your videos. Yeah. Um, do you love
This is the
what?
big one.
Yeah, I do. You love weddings and doing? Yes. Because I'll explain you why. Because I want a home, not a closet. I live in a closet. You know what I'm saying? I live in the attic. I've been in the attic for nearly damn 8 years, and I want a home. You know what I'm saying? And I should be getting, in my opinion, from the longevity I've been, I should be getting paid at least a session a wedding session, I should be getting at least 5 grand. Five
Yeah,
grand more.
but did you see his question? Do you love shooting weddings or do you love shooting them for the paycheck? There's
Well,
nothing
to be
wrong
honest,
with getting paid for what you
yeah, I
do,
do
but
like to
there's a
get for the
difference in
paycheck.
those two.
Yeah, I do. I'm not gonna lie to you. I like doing for the paychecks, but I would say a little bit of both, but more likely for the paycheck. I'm not gonna lie to you. From the longevity I'm going through, it's just the world is different now, my friend. Nothing disrespectful now.
What would you shoot if there was one thing you could shoot to make money? What would it be? And that you love doing?
I like to shoot, cityscapes, black and white. You normally take the.
That's probably going to be a tough life there. That's
I know,
definitely the
I
starving
know.
artist.
Uh,
So,
yeah. That's a great stuff. Yes, I do have a. Yeah, I do. Because I know how I have great people skills. I used to work in retail for many, many years. So I would be the normal cashier and say hello to people and greet people. So that comes in. Yes. Verhagen, like I said, a lot of your channels do meet my personalities, meet a lot of my expectations and whatnot. I do watch them a lot. You know. So what are you the top paying gig for the I have I are you saying, well, the thing is, James, at the same time, I wouldn't say that. Like I told you before, like, a lot of people don't want to pay me. For example, I'm going to give you an example. They don't want to pay $1,500 for a wedding. I mean, they don't want to. They don't want to pay that. They don't want in Massachusetts that I know. They don't want to pay that. Yes, I do. I do that. I just don't have it in this thing. I wanted to show you some more. But before I do, I want to show you a couple. Is it okay, Chuck? Is it okay?
well, hang on a second.
Yeah,
Um, Calm down. You're doing fine. You were nervous about this.
I
Calm
was.
down. You're doing
I
fine. You got
was.
great
I was.
energy, just like Vihography said. So, and I
Yeah.
agree with that. And you are a very nice person. So you're a very respectful person, and I think that goes a long way in the business of photography. Um, so I want to go back to James's question here. He asked, "What are the top paying photography gigs for you right now? Are weddings at the top?
Yes.
Okay. What are you averaging for a wedding, if you don't mind saying?"
That's not a problem. I like to averagely pay $6,000.
Okay, that's what you would like to get. Are you
Yep.
getting that on a
No,
regular
I'm not. I'm
basis?
not getting that. I'm not getting that. Absolutely
Okay,
not.
okay, all right. What is your average that you are getting?
I'm gonna be honest with you. Less than $2,000.
Okay, and Vography just said wedding is on the top. I mean, that's the moneymaker. Portraiture, not so much. And I know you like doing that too. I think now here's a trap you get caught in. Portraiture is fun because you like all the oohs and ahs and everything else and the notoriety. But you know what? Facebook isn't going to pay your bills.
Hmm.
YouTube isn't going to pay your bills, not anytime soon. So, what is the money maker, and what do you like doing enough that you're going to concentrate on and stick with? And you want advice on how to get better at it on the business side too, not just shooting, on the business side. Now,
Are you saying that I'm trying to refer to it because I was reading the comments? I apologize.
that's
Are you
okay.
saying? Are you saying that? Yeah, I mean, I do have a lot. I mean, I'm going to show you a lot of that, but they're a little bit of everything. Um, uh, excuse me. Uh, can you repeat the question? I'm sorry. I
Well,
apologize.
okay. So, what's going to feed you that you do like to do? What's your best option? And just like everybody's saying, right now, at your point in your career shooting, it's most likely weddings. And if you
Yep.
enjoy it and you definitely have the people skills to do it, then maybe that's what you should. I'm not trying to push you in a hole, but see, you're kind of on that I need it, not just want it
Well,
photography business. Is that correct?
yeah. It's
Okay.
like
All right. All right. That's okay. That's okay. And you want this to be your profession. so that you enjoy what you do and how you make a living, right?
Yeah. Um, I'm just sorry. I'm just getting a little emotional. Sorry.
No,
Uh,
that's okay. That's okay. Hey, we want to help you, but we just got to get to the bottom and see where you're at, where you want to go. And it all doesn't happen overnight, as you know. And you've put in some legwork already. You have the equipment, you know how to use the studio.
yes.
And and you know where you want to be in wedding photography, but let's figure out how to get there. And this is where photography and some of the other people that shoot weddings can help you out more than I can, because you got to stand tough when it comes to marketing yourself and pricing yourself. I know that we do what we have to do to make ends meet sometimes, but that also pigeonholes us into that category of, well, hey, he does a $500 wedding. You can get him. People that do that starting out do it just to make ends meet, but they don't realize that they get caught up in that $500 wedding category. So, all right, I'm going to shut up and we're going to look at all these comments. And, everybody here wants to help you. Okay.
Yes,
So,
I
just
appreciate it, guys.
no. So, Mosman was saying $1,500 for a wedding. Is that photos only? Can you throw in a 2-minute video and triple the rate? This is salesmanship, and this is being
That's
tough.
actually a good way, though. I like that. I never did thought of that. Honestly, that's a good one right there, my friend. Um, I could definitely do that. I can definitely do that. I'm learning a little bit of video because of videography, for Hagen, because you did a lot of video. I like some of your videos and everything. Yes, and I'm gonna show you that. Show you that. That's a good idea. I'm writing that down. Video. Yep. I never thought of that. That's a good way to do that.
But this is in selling too. You got to become a salesman and stand your ground. And Vahagan will get into that. That's where you just have to do it. But
Hmm.
uh, I'm going to throw all these up here, and then we'll go at it. Vahagan, you can call in if you want and talk directly to him. You know the number, and I'm already set up.
Yes.
Um, Branding, do you have branding set up for your service?
Yes, I do. Like, well, I would say, yes, I think I do. I mean, mine is Courage Studios. I mean, if that's what you mean by branding.
Well, no, that's not all. It's also colors and everything else. And this is important again. You want to kick this thing off and make it a success and stand above everybody else. Then you look professional in their eyes when you walk in the door, or they come looking for a wedding photographer and they're sorting through everybody.
Well, I look the part all the time. For example, I do have a suit and tie at
No,
all
no,
times.
no, no. I'm talking about your presence online, in portfolio, in what a website, and all
Okay,
that.
that I don't. I'm gonna be on. I'm gonna be honest with you. I don't have that. When
Okay,
I'm terrible with the technology with the
okay,
tech stuff. Yeah.
all right. I'm just going to go down these real quick, and then we're going to let 6K include photo packages, or is that extra? So, are you providing? What do you provide for $1,500? Prints,
Yep. Prints.
editing,
Prints
all
editing.
the
Yeah.
above.
I'm actually a heavy person that when it comes to I know some of you guys might not like this. I like to retouch a lot.
Okay,
I do a lot of retouching. So I usually give back my clients, which I'm going to show you some of my photos. I usually give to my clients a heavy retouch. I used to do Photoshop a lot, so I do a lot of that. That's why I feel that I'm worth that amount of money, and I do print.
okay. But that all shows up in your website. People have to like what you do in your editing, your retouching. It may not be everybody's taste, and that's what you hope, is that you're projecting what they want, so that when they come to you, they already know what they're going to get. You follow me?
Right, I do. I do.
Okay. All
I do.
right.
Um, I would say that okay. Well, Varagan said it was your main concern or troubles in wedding business. Well, I wouldn't say my thing is, well, oh man, I just My goodness. Oh man. These are good questions a lot. I'm just trying to put it together. Um,
Are you having trouble booking clients?
yes, most of the time.
Why?
Yes.
What is the trouble in booking them?
I think that it's more likely the fact that my what I'm asking for price. Uh,
Okay, so there it is.
One of them is for pricing because I usually have a layer, a sheet or a sheet to give
A
them that
worksheet, yeah.
a worksheet to let them know pricing because I don't like to answer the questions because it's already there. Um, yeah, they don't want to. Like I said, a lot of people don't want to pay the certain amount. What all the stuff that's in there, they don't want to do it. Pay
Okay, so why do they come to you? How do they find you?
it. A lot of it's with church. It's word of mouth. Like one
Okay,
person said earlier,
okay.
you know. Um, it's like yeah, I think that's basically what it is. Um, like I told you before, guys. I mean, a lot of people don't want to pay above the certain price, like I mentioned earlier. They don't want to. They want to pay close to nothing, and they don't
So
care. Go ahead.
one more question from me, and then I really got to let these guys
Right.
chime in here because I'm not a wedding photographer. I'm just thinking of it from the business perspective too. So initially, do you pitch everyone as a $6,000 wedding photographer, or
So
do
if
you
I
start out lower before you?
so if I have another, I usually would have three people with me if I was doing a $6,000 wedding. Um, I would have three people to do it. At least a minimum of three people if I was doing that amount of money. Um, well, I feel as if like most people in today's world, I don't know. It's just tough for me. I just can't put it into words. I really can't put it into words. It's just tough for me. Like I know that I feel like I'm behind dramatically with my work, with all what I put in the last several years. I feel like I'm behind 100%. I feel like people don't really. I even if I go on Facebook and other social media stuff like that, they just don't give a damn. They just see it. They don't see my they see my work. I don't even get a lot of likes, for example, which I don't
Mhm.
really care about. They don't care. They know I'm a photographer, but it's more of like good luck, buddy.
Yeah.
Yeah. So in my state, like I said, people are just greedy. They don't want to do it. They don't want to pay a photographer anymore in these ways. For a guy like me, I'm a very emotional person. I'm gonna let everyone know that I'm a very emotional person, especially when it comes to this. I really am an emotional person. I take it very personal, um, because I'm trying. I mean, like I said, like as you can clearly see in my home, I live in a I live in a closet. I mean, I don't belong there. I should. I feel like I should be. I went to school for this. I got my degree. I should be advancing, and I'm struggling. I'm gonna be honest. I am struggling, extremely struggling. Um, it's hard. It's extremely hard. But when I see Viragan's videos, it's all like me. It's a lot of those anger stuff. Just a lot of. I mean, it really hurts me close to home when he drops those videos. It really hurts a lot. You know.
Yeah. Hang on just a second. All right. Sorry about that. Here we go. All right. So I can see you're emotional about this. It's definitely opening up some wounds. And I don't mean to do that, but I think that's where we all have to go to fix anything. And if we can help you, then that's what we want to do. Again, you're a nice guy, Sky. You deserve help, and to enjoy what you're doing, to enjoy life. So, um, a lot of questions, a lot of comments have already come in. We just glossed over them. I was trying to keep going with them as they showed up. Okay, so there are going to be quite a few things. We need to do a list here in a little bit. Okay, suggestions for you. This is before even looking at your portfolio. I know everybody would like to look at your portfolio, but right now on the business end, you definitely need to make some adjustments, at least from what I can see. I have a business, by the way. It has nothing to do with, well, it kind of does, but mostly nothing to do with photography. So I understand how the business is. Oh, here's a good question. What is the, hang on a second. Watch this. Boom.
What's YouTube channel?
You've got a website too? This is your
that is okay. What that's that for my
this
YouTube?
is your YouTube channel.
Yep. Yep.
Okay. At least they get to see some of your work.
Yep. That's my YouTube channel. Yep.
Check.
Oh,
Yeah.
oh my goodness.
We got you. We got you, Vaughan's working great.
Hold on. Let me see if my is my mic on?
Yep. Oh yeah, we can hear you.
Loud and clear.
Wait, I'm gonna tap on it. Hold on. I'm gonna make sure it's not the computer mic.
All right. Didn't hear anything.
All right, hold on. Let's see. Settings. Sorry guys. Sorry for
no
problem, my friend.
How do you do settings here, Chuck?
There's a little star wheel or whatever cog there.
You're a master at this, Chuck. I'm impressed.
No, I'm not. No. Don't throw that booger on me.
Okay. I expect I respect your expertise. From put this up.
Good name. Where is that thing? Oh, I got it. There it is.
All right.
Check 1 2 check.
Oh, yeah, there you go. That sounds good.
Right.
Is it? Am I sounding normal or kind of weird?
No, sounds good.
All right, cool. Is it sounds because the frequency would be off?
Oh, it's a little off.
Okay, wait. Is it?
Oh, thank you, James. I really appreciate it, sir. I'm gonna be dropping a video for my introduction of the Nikon Z62 that I dropped. I made about last month. I'm gonna put it together. I use Final Cut, by the way.
I have Final Cut.
I'm switching the frequency.
All right.
Sample frequency. All right.
It sounds okay there. If you're not holding it up to your mouth,
How about now?
Yeah, there you go. Very good.
Is that good?
Yeah.
It should be good.
Hey, Sky, what's going on, bro?
Oh my goodness, Mr. Rock and Roll Superstar. How you doing, sir? You're one of my favorite guys, man. One of my favorite photographers. Like I said, I enjoy your rants a lot. I really do enjoy your rants a lot.
Thank you, man. Thank you. Well, some of them are painful to tell, but just the whole point of that is for someone to learn from my mistakes. So yeah, man, you're I definitely know where you're coming from. Definitely. So a lot of the stuff that you're talking about, I went through in the past. So, but I want Chuck, or I want you guys to later on maybe show me some of your work. You know what I mean?
Okay.
Hang on a second, Vaughan. Let me go ahead and open the link for you for your share screen, and you take off with showing what you have there, Sky. You ready?
Okay, sure. Yeah.
All right.
Okay.
Let me go ahead and put my headphones on because it's echoing. Hold on.
Nope, I lost it.
I'll put up. Okay, hold on a second.
All right.
So I was showing this. You guys can. All right, let me just check this out. This is one of our. Do you guys can see that?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a landscape that I did. I'm not a landscape shooter, but I did this in my state. Um, I was very proud of myself. I never did any landscape photography, but I really enjoyed it. It was very peaceful. I mean, I even showed my family members; they loved this, and I actually blew this up and I turned it into a postcard. With my printing machine that I have, I turned it to a postcard, and I mean, it didn't sell, but it's something. Um,
Tell him what
but
you
So
want to see,
let me ask you
Vahography.
something.
okay, so all right,
Let me ask you something.
yes, sir.
Are you want to promote your wedding photography to your clients? Is that your main gig?
That is my main gig, but what I have right now is things that I did. I'm about to show you is a little bit of everything. Is that okay
Oh,
or no?
okay, great. Yeah,
Yeah.
sure. Of course.
So I just want to just show you that because my skills is a little. Hold on, give me a few seconds. I did a little bit. Okay, you guys can see that. I did a lot of heavy. I did a lot of heavy retouching on that. I don't know if you guys can see that. A lot of heavy touching. I spent about hours on hours on end. I spent about nearly 4 hours, which I love doing. Hours on end and doing. I did a lot of a lot of hours on end. I don't know if you guys like that stuff. I done that.
Let me see one second.
Second.
Let me see
Give
what
me this is
screen I'm
something.
watching this on.
Did one right here.
All right.
Hold up. Hold up. I don't know if you guys see some of that stuff that I did. This by the way, Chuck, I'm gonna put this on our Facebook chat. I'm gonna put this pretty soon. Oops.
Are you charging for the detailed editing that you're doing?
Yes, sir. Yes, I do.
Okay.
I charge about my price is a little bit steep, but I charge about basically $35. 35, not per picture, but like an extra. Like let's say if I would to do like let's say if I did I did a photo of you, right? And I took the photo and I'm doing this high end touch, whatever. You're paying me $45 for that picture.
Uh-huh.
Some people pay
All
it.
right.
Some people do, but some people don't.
Well, I used to be like you in the past, man. I used to spend a lot of time editing and retouching. And that's something you really need to think about, how to deliver quality but without spending too much time on one project so you can move on to the next. You know what I'm
Right.
saying?
I do agree with you. Where did I lost it? Yeah.
Especially if you're not getting paid as much money, and you wanna do a lot of networking instead of sitting in front of the computer. You know what I mean? That's where I messed up years ago. I used to think that people would actually appreciate all the time I put into one image, but honestly, 99% of the time, clients really don't see the difference. They just, all the clients care about, Sky, is if they look good in the picture.
Yeah.
Honestly, if they look good, they don't really care if it's because what we like is something totally different than what they like. You might think a killer image looks awesome, but they really can't care that. As long as they come out good in the shot, you know? I mean, I had an image that I was so proud of. I spent a lot of time editing. The client looked at it and goes, "Oh man, I hope you're not going to post this on social media." And I was like, "Oh man." I was like a big turning point in the way I did things after that, you know? So
Wow.
Hey, Sky.
Yes, sir.
Okay, so number one on the list here is the one thing I've identified right now is organization. You have none. Okay, and I'm not slamming you here.
Nope.
Okay, you have no organization. I mean, looking for photos to show and things like that, it seems that they're scattered everywhere. Um, that's as a businessman, that's the first thing you're going to have to do is get organized.
Yes, sir.
Wait, Chuck.
Yeah.
What are we looking at here? Do you have an Instagram, Sky?
Yeah, I do. It's Sky788.
Can you put that up on the screen? I just want to see what you're posting.
Yeah, sure. A lot of it's modeling.
And
But
is that your target audience?
Hold up one second. How do you Chuck?
Go to Safari.
Okay.
Go to your web browser. Type in Instagram /
I'm trying to. Okay. All right. Give me a few seconds, guys. I'm already in this. All right.
Here's one key I want to give you in branding. Chuck, you don't mind if I tell him a few things, right?
No.
Yeah, go ahead. Go ahead. Yeah.
That's why you're here. You're the expert. I'm not.
Hey, feel free to cut in anytime, bro. Like I said, people sometimes get worried if they cut someone off.
Yep.
I always say, cut
problem.
me off anytime. Look, branding is key, Sky. Number one, branding. Who's your target audience? Do you want to do modeling? Do you want to brand weddings? Don't show your wedding clients these photos because they don't care about modeling. They care about weddings. So you would need to start making a wedding page. You know, if you want weddings, if you want more, if you show this.
Maybe you're right on that. I don't. Do you guys can see this?
No. Yeah. I am. Yeah, I can see that. I am right on that because if you show a wedding client this page, they're probably gonna say, okay, where's all the wedding pictures?
Oops. How do I do this?
And believe me, I did the same thing you're doing here. You know, if that's what you want to do, if you want to get more weddings. Now I don't know, maybe you want to do more portraits.
Well,
so
I mean, a lot of my people that I work in the last 39 of them, a lot of them feel saying, please don't show your work on social media because we don't. A lot of them said that to me. Most of them said that they don't feel comfortable me showing their work on social media. I'm talking about the Instagram. They don't feel comfortable doing that because they don't want to be. I don't know, whatever that's in your mind. I don't know. You know what I'm saying?
Can I ask you a question?
Yes, sir.
Who's bringing that conversation up? You or the client?
Client.
They just straight up say, "Hey, don't show my work on social media."
Meaning, can you I had a lot of conversation with the bride or the groom and saying, "Excuse me, you're not going to show that your images on social media, right?" This is in the state of Massachusetts. And I'm like, what do you mean? I don't feel comfortable you showing your. I know other people. I just don't want to put my pictures in there. And a lot of them, I have to respect that. And that's why I do the modeling because I can do that because a lot of them don't feel comfortable.
Okay, well, with me, it's like I don't even bring it up, and it only becomes an issue when they see it. But half the times, the image is so killer that they're proud of it, and I never post an image they look terrible in.
Right.
Never do that. I don't care how killer the lighting is. I don't care how awesome the background is. If their face and expression is not right, don't post that picture. Only the best of the best, like Jared Poland says, with honor, sir.
Exactly.
Okay, so with there's a whole other topic about posting your work legally. These images are copied. You're the owner, you're the photographer, you're the artist, so you have the right to post anything you want. It's not up to them. Maybe, and see that all comes with branding. Like if you have a strong brand and people respect you as a photographer and want you to shoot their wedding, they'll be fine with you posting anything because they'll be proud of, Sky, the ultimate wedding photographer in Boston, Massachusetts, is highlighting my wedding. That's the conversation that you should be having. Not, oh, please don't post my picture. You know what I mean?
Yes, sir.
But that all comes with branding. So that all comes with, I remember a quote from this amazing motivating guy. He said, you know what, if you don't have it yet, act as if you have it. You know what that means? Like, act as if you're the biggest in the market.
Don't you think
You
that's
know what I mean? Like,
don't you think that's kind of cocky though, Mr. Front Rogan?
no, you act as if your brand is great. Because if they see you not confident, they're gonna automatically assume that, okay, maybe there's another option here. You have to show confidence of who you are, your work. It's not cocky at all. It's confidence. You act as if you're you should be hiring me and not the other guy. You have to give reasons to, you know what I mean? Right, Chuck?
Yeah, absolutely.
Absolutely, you're right.
It's not being arrogant. It's just internally, you have to see yourself as the best wedding photographer for this client or whatever. You don't need to say it, verbalize it, but you need to exude that confidence in front of them. Does that make sense?
Yes. Yes.
And you know what
it's
it'll
confident.
do?
It's not.
Yeah, internally, it will also help you to stand your ground on where your pricing is. I mean, there is always, some negotiation, I guess, and Vahagan can definitely weigh in here. But I think that's one of the things you need to do. You're such a nice guy. It's just too easy for you to just immediately succumb to, well, this is what I'll pay you. And you're worth more than that.
Yes.
Yeah, it's not about acting cocky and that. It's not about that. I'm not saying go out there and say, hey, I'm the best. No, you don't say that. You don't say I'm the best. Say, look, this is what I do. This is what I could offer you. Look at my work, and you be the judge of that. But always sound confident about yourself.
Okay,
Always sell yourself.
I see something here, Vaughan, and you can help him with it. I see fear in doing just that. Stepping up in front of the client, saying, "This is who I am. This is what I do. This is what I charge." Not in those words, but and showing, exuding the confidence to stand your ground. And now, Vahagan, you can throw in there how you negotiate beyond that point.
Well, number one, Sky, number one, what I do is I have a killer portfolio. That's number one. Like, try to have the best photos in a way where you can almost have your portfolio do the major selling without you saying a word. Have the client talk to you instead of you talking to the client. A big salesman guy once told me, the more you talk, the more you'll lose. Have them talk. Have them ask questions. The less you say, it'll get you further in the negotiation process. So yeah, and the biggest problem with photographers,
you're taking this rough, aren't you? Right now, you're taking this emotionally, aren't you, Sky?
Yeah, I am.
That's okay, buddy. That's okay.
The biggest thing with photographers is that they lack confidence. Their photos are great, but they're not really that good in branding and business. And that's totally normal. It's totally normal. But work on those skills. Number one, if you get a separate portfolio going for the wedding stuff and the portrait stuff, and even if you have to shoot family and friends, do that. So, hey man, Sky, it's totally normal to feel the way you're feeling. It's actually, I commend you because you're brave enough to express your emotions, and that's like you're being a big time man right now. So
Um, yeah. Uh, I'm sorry. I'm sorry,
That's
folks.
okay. Don't be sorry.
Um, it's. I remember. I know what you're saying. Everything you said it makes sense. And I'm gonna just put this in out there. I remember when I was when I was 22 years old, and I met a college, former high school uh, classmate of mine, or classmate of mine. And then he said to me, "So, what are you doing with your life?" Just I'm a retail salesman, and I'm also a photographer. Photographer. What are you doing? What kind of photography you trying to achieve? This is before I was a wedding. I was getting to weddings, of course. I'm doing a little fashion, little portraits and fashion. You're wasting your time. Like, just give that up. Like, people are using smartphones. Like, give that up. Like, I remember him telling me that. And good luck. And I just looked at him and was like, hey, it's whatever. I don't really give a damn. And now I'm looking at it 14 plus years later. You know,
Yeah. Well, never listen to other people. They try to put you down all the time. Do what you love. The most important thing is that if you love this, do it. No matter how much money you make. But if you're doing this full time, I know it's hard. Do you have a side job or a full
yeah, I
time
do.
job? Do you do this on
I
the
do. I
side?
do it due to the fact I'm going to answer some of your questions in here, guys. I do have. I actually am a security guard. Um, so regular security guard. Please don't call me flight type flight for security. I really hate that. But I'm a security guard just to put a float on my head where I live right now, because where I'm at right now, it's snowing. It's cold. Um,
Can I ask you something else? The side gig, or the main gig of the security job that you have, does that cover all the expenses?
Majority of it, yeah, where I live, yeah.
It does. Okay. So you could take time in your photography and branding without making a penny
Yes,
and relying on the photography.
right.
Well, great. That's perfect because now you could just sit there, take your time, be patient, and work on everything you need to work on and bettering yourself as a businessman, as a photographer. Because let me tell you something, guys. Uh, Being a photographer, half of it is your talent. The other half is how you brand and business market yourself. There's guys that are not that great in photography, but they have gigs because they know how to brand and market themselves. So, that's a good thing that you don't have that to depend on to put food on your table. So now you can sit there and take your time and be patient with all this. And you're a young guy, right? How old are you?
Yeah,
30?
33,
Okay.
33 years
So,
old.
yeah. I mean, you're a baby, man. You can, you know what I mean? Like you can really sit there and plan ahead. And I've learned all this stuff I'm telling you through experience through other people. I mean, this is just I know it gets frustrating, and especially the times we're living in now with all this, cost of living. It's crazy, so but at least you have that side gig that you can, work on and then at the same time work on your photography.
Right. I like I said, I do. I do a lot of that. I mean, I have an arsenal of stuff, and I really can't show you right now. But I have like Chuck mentioned, I do have a lot of things. I think I would have more than. I'm not saying. I'm not bragging. I have a lot. I have a lot of hardware because I put a lot of effort into that, and I feel like it's not enough. Not to say disrespectfully, like it's not enough. Like, I feel like it's not like my work is not meeting expectations.
Yeah. Uh, Real quickly, guys, anybody have a dryer on over there? I hear this noise,
That's not
or
me.
is that echo feedback?
Chuck,
We lost Chuck.
Chuck. Oh, okay. Yeah, but is that you, my friend?
So-
I mean, I see you're gone.
You oh, he's gone. Oh, it's his mic.
His mic?
It's something going on in the background. Well, I hear it in my headphones anyway.
That's not me. Yeah, I hear it too. That's not me.
So yeah, take your time, Sky. Don't I know it's hard not to get emotional. Don't get emotional. I know it's hard. It's easier said than done, but you know, brand yourself, market yourself first, get a killer portfolio going, and if you don't have gigs with killer shots, ask some of your friends to model for you. And remember, less is more.
But the problem with that, Verhagen, respectfully, you know, a lot of, since due to my age, and I know age already matter, but due to my age, a lot of people are going to ask me, well, how much you're paying me? That's the little bit I get mad. Well, how much you're paying me? It's
how
like,
how much you're paying you to model for him?
Yeah, well, yeah. Let's say, for example, okay, I bought a Nikon. I bought a Godox. I bought a Godox AT 400. Right, that was my first one of my first and then I went to buy. But anyway, I bought them, and I wanted some studio. And then what happened was the person I wanted to select to do it, well, you're gonna pay me, right? I'm like, huh? Yeah, you have to pay me. Yeah, all right. So I'm like, how much? All right, I'm gonna pay you about $40. No, dude, you're gonna pay. I want more. I want way more. Pay me. Give me $300. You know, and I was testing it, dude. I was testing it, and it's hard. Where like, you know,
yeah.
These are friends. These are friends that I probably go out with. Yeah, you pay more, right? You know, you give me half. I'll give you. You know, give me half. And I'll give the other. Like, you know, you can just help me out a little bit, and it's ridiculous.
Yeah, I think, Sky, you're going in too deep with this conversation with them.
Yeah, I know.
There's if you see that there's this hesitancy, drop it and move on. You're going in too deep. There's no, come on, man, do this, do that. No, if somebody doesn't want to help you out, move on to the next guy or next gal. Hey, Chuck, what's going on over there, man?
Chuck, you all right, my friend?
Mozman says the Z9 is in stock. All
Yeah,
right.
I've seen that. I've seen a lot of that. I wasn't human. Yeah, so what I'm gonna answer some of you guys' questions. I really like them. I really they kind of opened my eyes a little bit, kind of made it a little bit better. I'm gonna acknowledge that. You know, let me go back to the person said, man. If I say your name wrong, I apologize. I find it better bartender with photos design.
Hey, Sky.
Yes,
Sky, I can't really hear you.
You can't hear me?
Really hear you.
I can hear you.
Yeah, Chuck's noise is really cutting your audio.
What? Oh my goodness.
Yeah, that's a weird kind of noise.
Hold up. Give me a second. Give me 1 minute.
It's not you. I don't think it's on your end, bro.
Okay. I'm running out of battery power. My laptop.
Hey, Paul Connors, what's going on, brother? Bob. Yeah, Bob, I think he's just getting in too deep with the people that are giving him issues with that. It should be like, hey, man, when are you going to shoot my shots? You know what I mean? It should be like it should be an honor to have a photographer shoot your shots. Shouldn't have to be like somebody begging the subject. Yeah, too much pressure, man. Yep. Guys, I have no idea what happened. The only thing I can do is restart. I'm not going to do that right now.
Okay. Well, I'm. Thank you guys. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna make this out. It was a pleasure, sir. Everyone in the chat, I appreciate you guys. Chuck, I don't know. I don't know what to say. Something's wrong. I don't, all right, guys. Can you hear me, Verhagen?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Okay, yeah. I don't know what to say. I don't know. I'm out of words on this. Thank you for you. I'm about to say first and foremost, Chuck. Thank you so much. Talking like I respect you. Like you're tremendous. I like the way you come out. You were well calm. You actually put me in a different position of seeing the light. So to speak. Like, you can do your thing. And
Yeah, it all comes from time, bro. It's all time. You cannot, all the stuff that I've learned took decades. And I mean, I didn't have people that I had to like ask questions to. I didn't have those type of people. I learned on my own. So basically, when I had trouble, I learned from my mistake. I made that mistake, I learned. I didn't have these live chats that we have now. I didn't have these forums. Nothing. It just, I went through them myself. And that's why I kind of started my channel, is because I wanted to like kind of help others out, because no one would help me out when I just started. They all looked at me as like, well, who is this guy? Who's this amateur coming in and trying to take our business? And that was not what my intent was. My intent was to just be myself, be my do my photography, and make a somewhat of a living doing it. And I didn't really want to step on anybody's toes. That wasn't my, because look, there's plenty of business to go around. The problem is some people want all the business for themselves, and it's like they really don't care about you, to the point where these studios are booking 3-4 weddings a day, having 3 or 4 crews. It's like, okay, dude, like, aren't you happy with just one gig? Let other people eat too. You know what I mean? Let other people make money too. It's not only you here. But that's not the way some people see it. Some people see it as if I don't book this gig, they're gonna go somewhere else, and the client's gonna be, devoted to them all their lives, and they don't want to lose business. That's the way some people see it. With me, it's like if I have one quality client a day, that I'm happy with that. I don't need to be booked 3-4 gigs. And clients sometimes are uneducated. They don't see that this can, if the main studio crew is not capturing their event, the quality is going to suffer. So, you know what I mean?
yes, sir.
So,
Thank,
it's just, oh wow, that noise stopped.
yeah, that's what a coincidence. So what I'm gonna do is for Hagen, hopefully I know we talked on the Facebook. I'm on Facebook, and what I told you. Hopefully, I'm gonna be watching your chat with Vanessa and a lot of others that you're gonna be speaking to. And hopefully, what I told you.
Hey,
Bring it up.
show me some shots. Let me see some shots.
Of who? Of my work? My
Your
other
work.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Let me see some stuff.
All right, so I got some. What I'm about to show you, this is not photography. Just letting you know that disclaimer. I have this. I did this one because
I want to see your weddings, man.
I know. I don't have it on this particular server. I have them in a server in my bag. I have to pull it out and all that. I have them in a because there's so many.
All right, let me see that.
What's up?
Let me see that Instagram page again.
Oh yeah. Sure. No, sure. Give me a second. Why is it doing that?
Yeah, while you're loading that, I'll tell you right now, man.
Well, I'm listening.
get your emotions out of this. Get your emotions out of the photography. Yeah, taking picture and having emotions for yourself is fine. Your artistic landscape shots, emotions, cool. Portrait sessions with an amazing model, emotions, cool. But when you're dealing with business and weddings, get the emotions out and never be afraid of turning someone down. If you care about what everybody tells you, then you're gonna be a wreck, nervous wreck. So
Yeah, you're right. You're right. I don't know. Yeah, you're right. And I took some therapy. Um, um, I don't know. I'm one of those guys that hides in the home when it comes to this. When it comes to this, I done things like this.
honestly,
Oops.
honestly, you don't need therapy, man.
Some
That's
of us do. Some of us are medication for whatever for other reasons. I'm one of them. I'm gonna admit that.
Oh, okay, got it,
I'm very emotional. Um, things of that nature. Things like
Mm-hmm.
these are things that I could show because I cannot show. I actually did. I'm going to show you a wedding one that I did. Hold on, I did. Okay, I didn't put my weddings on this. I did not put my weddings. I put all my general that I did. I was able to, including the Red Sox. I don't know if you guys like the Red Sox. Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, baseball.
Yeah. So I've seen some of your work on Verhagen. Your work is pretty good. It's way better than mine, in my opinion. I think you're in another level, in my opinion. You're way better, way off, and I respect you for that. Other than that,
Thank you.
yeah, you done a lot. You done a lot, and people like you, I respect a lot, and you too, Chuck. I think you. Oh, we found you. Uh, can you speak, Chuck? Oh no.
It's your mic, bro.
Yeah, your mic or something. Okay. I mean, can you hear
Try
me?
try to use your I could hear you. Yeah. Try to use your computer audio, Chuck.
Yeah, try to use that. That's what I have.
Probably a Dodgers fan or an Angels fan.
All right.
Good.
There you go.
I can hear you.
Damn.
Yeah, I don't know what happened.
Maybe something's wrong with that particular program. I don't know.
No, I don't know.
Or the mic. I'm saying the mic. I don't know.
Yeah, who knows? It's
See, I
gremlin.
really like this topic that Sky is bringing up because it's just on a whole nother level of topics. Yeah, it's photography, but it's more of the human emotion kind. And I'm no expert in human emotion, but I have common sense. So
Look, we're not going to fix everything in one conversation, but and I've been listening to all the chat and everything else going on, and there's a lot of good information here, Scott, and nobody's in here digging, trying to dig up bones and things like that. But one of the things that I noticed too, you noticed up front and actually mentioned a minute ago or a few minutes ago was the organization. For a business, just kind of start tidying up your ability to, record, save, find, and all the things that go along with your business. I know you said up front that weddings isn't your absolute passion, and okay, that's fine. But the next step for you is to decide what is your passion and accept the consequences that go along with that. And what I mean by consequences is one thing's going to pay more than another, and you just decide what you want as far as compensation. Not for we talked about the weddings and everything else, but what I mean is which one's going to give you the most satisfaction and provide the financial side that you want as well. Whatever you're most passionate at, you're going to work hard at it. And if you feel like you can get that way with weddings, then go jump on it. If weddings are, yeah, follow your dreams, absolutely. Tay's saying, and he's absolutely right. So many other people are commenting now.
Right.
We all want to see you succeed, brother. That's it. Okay. You have the skill, you have the equipment. Now, you have passion, but is your passion in the right place?
Exactly.
You have what most people that start into this business don't have, and that's the equipment and a background in photography. So many people jump into photography and immediately become a wedding shooter, and they don't even know how to use their camera. They don't have the equipment that they need. You've got everything you need.
Thank you, Paul.
All you need to do now is put it together. And it's wonderful to be emotional. And you can't change people's personality. They are who they are. But it's fine to be emotional. Um, but look at it as a job. When you're at work, wherever you work now, um, I venture to say you're not as emotional there. Um, so make it passion, and that is an emotion, but make it passion and fun and what you want to do. A lot of people out here
Yeah.
will help you in any way they can, and most of it's going to be providing advice. But I
Yeah.
see
I used to
potential.
care. I used to care about what people thought about what, wedding photography. Like I used to go home and say, damn, did they like the images? Did they not like the images? They didn't respond to me. They didn't show any emotion when I showed them the shots. I used to care about all that. Now I can care less. I know what I can deliver. And if, I really can't, I don't care what people think, especially wedding clients. I mean, if you cared about what people thought, because sometimes when you charge, sometimes it's out of their budget, but they go with you anyway. And that lets them dictate what they think about you. You could show them the best picture ever. But if the groom thinks that you charge them a lot of money, then he's not going to care too much about you or the pictures. So I stopped caring about, obviously when clients appreciate what you do and they show that appreciation, that's different. But everybody's personality is different. So
Yes, sir.
some people don't show it, some people show it, some people, really show their appreciation. But a lot of times they don't. And sometimes one image can really kill the whole project. Like, for example, if you show one image of the bride that looks like crap, in her eyes, all the images going to look like crap just because she had that one image that she didn't like herself in. So, yeah, I stopped caring about what clients think a long time ago because he was eating me alive. Saying, you know
Mm,
what? I delivered. I captured the moments. There's nothing wrong with the images. If you didn't like them, then yeah, it's different if shots are out of focus and I missed moments. That's different. But if everything is there and the whole problem was that she didn't really like the way she came out or whatever, I'm not going to sit there and beat myself in the head. I did my job.
yeah,
So you
Robert.
got to
That's
kind of
what I do.
cut the emotions out of it. So with personal projects like artwork, landscape, yeah, emotions awesome. Try to portray those emotions. But like client weddings, client portraits, stuff that really is just you're in it to make a paycheck, separate the two, you know.
Okay. All right. Is
Happy
now
face.
I got a
Happy
question.
face.
Yeah, all right. Okay. All right. I was gonna say, Rogan, is there? I want to ask you a question. I know you have a lot going on in the next several weeks. I was gonna say, um, is there a way can you make? Because I really love your rants. I really do. I don't know anybody else in here, but I do love your rants. Is there a possible way that we'll be hearing another rant or some kind of? But I love them. I do love them. I really do.
Oh man. Yeah, I have one I shot with the Z9 8K, but it's going to take some I'm gonna chop it up and put it up there maybe tonight.
You
But
hear that, guys? He's
yeah,
gonna
it's
do it.
but I shot it. It's about a second shooter
Okay.
that screwed me over. So yeah, I'll do that because he screwed me over big time. So I don't really
Yeah,
care
man.
if he
You
knows
guys
about
heard?
it.
You guys heard about when? I'm not gonna go backtrack. You guys heard what I said about my shooter, which was a woman. Not to say there's nothing wrong with that. You guys heard about that, right?
Yep.
Yeah, it's just. Anyway, you're right. Okay, I'm
Yeah.
expecting you to do that, and maybe I may become your personal guest on your thing, or all three of us again. I don't know. What do you think?
Definitely. Definitely. But you work on what we said
Yes,
because
sir.
it seems like it's really bugging you. All the stuff that should not be bugging you, it's really bugging you, and it's sad. It's kind of concerning. So work on your branding, man.
Yeah, you're right. You're actually right. Um, but yeah,
Hey, but let me
my.
see. Let me see that. Let me see some. Let me see that some of that Instagram real quick.
He'd have to share his screen again because I lost it in all my efforts to get
Really?
in here. Yeah.
Yeah, well, you can't. Did you? You guys can't see this? Can you? Can you guys
No.
see?
No.
No. Hold
No.
up.
See
Wow.
what? Oh, the
No.
screen.
Yeah, the
Yeah. See
screen.
his screen, sharing his screen.
You guys can't see that.
No.
Oh.
That's
So
okay. Next time.
Okay.
yeah,
Okay.
that happened with me trying to figure it out. Uncle Chuck, take keys.
You guys were good. I love all of you guys. You guys were great.
Uh,
If you guys can go down and see some of my work, mine is on Instagram. You don't have to add me. You can add me if you want. It's Sky788 on my Instagram, or you can go and check me up on Facebook. You can type in Sky Pierre, and then you can be able to see some of my work. I like to hear from people, different types of people. Be
yeah.
kind with words.
Hey guys, it's Sky 788
That's right,
on
guys.
Instagram.
Thank you
Hey, do
so
you?
much.
I heard in the beginning you were mentioned something about you shooting for free. Are you still doing that?
Shooting for free, not where I'm at right now.
Second shooting for free? Okay, all right.
Um,
Because I was gonna say, don't do that.
no, I'm not Mr. Frog, and I cannot. No, I can't. I can't afford it. Like I said before, take a look where I'm at. I live in the attic. I can't. I can't.
Yeah.
You know, I want a home. No disrespect. I want a home. No disrespect, Chuck. The fact that you have a home right there, I'm as a person, I am extremely jealous of the fact that you have a home.
Well, buddy, it took many years to get there. By the time you're my age, I'm sure you'll have you'll have it too. But look, again, everybody threw out some pretty good advice. Nobody was picking on you. Everybody wants to help you, and that's what the community should be doing. I said that in my short, and I'm glad to see everybody hitting or in here helping out so far. I wish that everybody out at WPPI was available also to help. I'm going to say, if I were you, I would reach out to Ryan Troy in an email or something and tell him where you're at with your business and what you're doing too. He has some good information on the actual business side of it. You know, what you need to look out for and be doing. You have what you need for this business other than the confidence to price yourself right. That's what you're that's all you're really lacking other than some other things that Vaughan brought up. You definitely need a website and you need to start working on showing your work. I know how difficult it may be, but you'll run across brides and grooms. You show them the photos that are going to be more than happy to let you share that on your website.
Yeah,
And
we're not saying show them tons of images.
yeah,
10, 15, 20 of your most killer wedding shots.
yeah,
That's all they need. You don't need to show them 100 or 200. And also, uh, you know, just slow down, Sky. Slow down. Like, don't get too emotional. Try to keep your emotions in check. Take deep breaths. That's what helps me.
Yeah, you're
You
the
know.
business owner, man. And you're going to have clients that aren't going to want to book with you for a billion reasons. Who knows? A lot of it's mental on their side. Um, but you take it with a grain of salt and you move on to the next. But being able to show your work, having a brand, and that's represented in your website. Now, that's the thing that you need to key in on, in my opinion, right up front, is get a website built and begin to build it or fill it with your wedding photography. Okay, won't happen overnight. You got plenty of opportunities coming up where you can make that happen. And either find somebody that can develop it for you, your website, or go to one of the build your own, and that's fine as well. But put a little effort into your branding on the website. And if you don't understand that, just go to just type branding for websites in your uh, in Google, and it'll begin to explain that. That's all about color, layout, and everything else. That's you. It becomes you. Okay, it represents you, and that's big
You
when you.
don't even need a website. You don't even need a website. You just use your Instagram.
Yeah, but okay,
Instagram's
bro.
good
I
enough.
got a question on that. The thing is, I have to disagree with you with that, Mr. Rogan. Is because when you have a website, which I'm working on getting, I'm thinking of going to Skillshare. Um, is because it looks more clean and you know what I'm
Yeah,
saying.
of
It's
course,
good,
of course.
but
Yeah, of
however,
course, of course.
people think that Instagram, like Instagram is more likely somebody they could basically pull the plug off, where your website they
Yeah.
cannot, and that's how I like the idea of a website.
Charles, thanks for that
Yeah.
comment. You're absolutely right. I was going to bring that up a minute ago. Unfortunately, Sky, in this world, nice guys don't always get the favored shake. Okay, it's just the way it is. It's unfortunate, but it is the way it is. I'm not saying be a bad guy either, but you got to check that when you're in the process of selling yourself or selling your package or talking to a client, and be a businessman. And it is about business, and add some personal into it, but don't go overboard with the personal side and everything else. Just be personable, but you have to stand your ground, and you're a businessman, and you just look at it as that. This is a business, and they know that, but they're always going to try to shake you down for as much as they can. It's just natural until some clients you reach and they've seen your work or heard about you and they want you, and they're not going to be so tough in a negotiation or whatever. But be prepared for that.
All right.
You can do it,
Yeah,
man.
and another thing I want to add is never be afraid of being turned down. They want to walk. Let them walk, and don't get emotional on that. Don't say, "Damn, I missed the job." No, don't look at
I,
it like that.
I'm not gonna lie to you, Mr. Vaughn. Yeah, I do feel like that all the time. Well,
Okay,
when it's
don't. That
all right.
Yeah, don't. That's what happens when you don't want to lose a job, and then you lower it a little more, you lower it a little more, and then they turn around and say, "Okay, we're still gonna think about it." Now they're still thinking about it, but you're at the low price point now. So you gave them that price, but they're not taking it anyway. So it's like you lost in both fronts. You see what I'm saying? So never be afraid. They want to walk, go somewhere else, but you need a strong portfolio to back your words up, because if they see well, the photos don't look that great, then maybe there is somebody else out there that's better and cheaper.
Oh, see, that's the thing where it is
So
in where in my state they want a cheaper model. They don't care how good you are. They just want a cheaper model. If you're paying about $1.50 or maybe even less, oh, that's great. But you look at that like, you know what I'm saying.
If James brought up, or Mosman brought up a good point here. You know what? If you feel like you want to bend on your price, then take away something out of the package. less
Good
time.
point. That's a good point. That's a good point.
If you have to, if you feel like I really need this gig, then so you're not giving yourself away that way.
Yeah,
Yeah.
because I'll give you. I'm going to share this a little bit before I make my before I make my departure. Like for example, my price for my a 1-on-1 or 1 hour session is $280, and you get 15 photos. Obviously, they're retouched and everything by me. Um, but in my state, that I know, I can't say everything else, but in my state, that is way too much. It should be at least $100. I was told by somebody, it should be $100 or maybe a lot less than that. It's like, you know,
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's
Well, we
tough.
neg- yeah, pharmaceutical pill should be 1 cent, but that's not what we're paying. So, uh, so I mean, when people tell you it should be this, it should be that, that's usually coming from a client, and they don't know what they're talking about. They think that being a photographer is a good time. They think that you'll be happy to be there. You know, it's exposure. When somebody comes and asks you, "Hey, do this for the exposure," next time around you're gonna have great gigs. That's a
you can give
trick.
me one,
That's an old
Connor.
trick. So,
Um,
but
you guys,
yeah, you need to. Yeah, you need to really like just be firm. Well, number one, work on your portfolio. That's first of all, get some killer shots in there, something that you can stand proud about and say, "All right, this is my niche. This is my work." Try to develop your own style. Let's say, okay, this is the signature sky wedding portrait. You know, I know it's hard to do, but you never know. You know, have that signature look that you're famous for. You know, that's important. You know, a niche, somewhat of a niche. I mean, it's easy to just copy someone else's work, but if you can develop your own kind of thing, and it's not only work, it's how your personality is with people. Some people might love the way you are with clients. They might love just having you around. I know this one guy, his photography sucks, but he's such an amazing person to be around that they'll pay him top dollar just to be there cracking jokes with people. I mean, that's his gig. That's his whole shtick. Is he's just a great guy, fun guy, photographer, and people want him to entertain the crowd. I'm not kidding. There's this one guy, yeah, and he gets gigs like that. You know, have personality, have a good portfolio, and take your time and be patient, man. Don't get emotional. Like I said, you know.
yeah, you're right. All right.
No money or no client is worth your health, bro. Like no money in the world and no client is worth your stress and your health. Put
A
yourself
lot of
first.
yeah, right. Yeah, you're actually right. I mean, like I said, this is you right. Your personality it does meet minds, especially when you do all those things. Like I said, so you all those things you say in your videos, it really hits close to home. You know, it really close a lot of
Yeah,
it.
I like I could yeah, I'm emotional too, but I can kind of take it because I don't let it get to me real deeply. You know what I mean? I'm past that stage.
Yeah, you know.
Just
Um,
like Chuck. I mean, just like Chuck. Chuck's has, he has a whole life that he's lived, and he has so much experience in life that he can give you advice on anything. So, so it's just about living life too. You know what I mean?
Anything but audio and restream.
I know. Well, yeah, hey, listen, you're trying. You're trying, my friend. Like, you're trying.
Yeah, I keep doing that.
Thank you, folks. Thank you, Ray. I appreciate it, guys. You guys, I love you guys. Thank you. I say that to a lot of people. I always say I love you because nothing's promised. Tomorrow's not promised. I always say
That's
that.
right.
One more thing I'll just add, and then this one, always remember this. Don't worry about what your other photographers are doing. Just worry about what you're doing. You know what I mean? Don't worry about your competition and he's always busy and you're not busy. Don't let that get to you, bro. Because there's a lot of fakers out there that post that they're busy, but they're really not.
Well,
But don't worry about that. Just
my question for what about the? I mean, I don't get harassed by this, but when 2018 maybe 2019, I got a lot of people telling me that you're shooting a DSLR, like you're supposed to be getting into Sony. You're supposed to be a Sony guy.
Now
And
you're
I'm
going to get
like,
me passionate.
I love my DSLRs. I still love my DSLRs,
Uh,
guys. I'm sorry. I'm not a big fan of the mirrorless. I
look,
think the
look,
design
look,
is better.
look, man. This is why you need that portfolio. Okay. Don't worry about what people say, what they ask for, or anything else. I mean, if they have to have a Sony camera or an RE camera for their video or whatever, then they're not the client for you. Okay, because you're just going to meet nothing but grief trying to please them. It'll always be because you
Wait,
didn't use the right camera. But get that portfolio working, okay, and have it digital, because when people book you, if they've seen your portfolio, and they will have seen it because you need to carry it with you when you show people an iPad or whatever, so that they know what they're getting. And this takes a whole lot of stress off you. Well, I expected, or I don't like these, but this is my style that you looked at, that you liked, and you said you loved. Okay. And it's a sales piece too. So
wait,
Really,
is there? Yeah, you're right. But is this coming from clients or other photographers?
other
You should be
photographers.
doing this. Ah, okay, yeah. Well, you know
don't
what?
listen to other
You're happy with.
photographers.
Yeah, you
You don't want
you're
to get me
happy with what
started
you
on
got.
this.
Yeah, that you're as long as you're happy, man. I don't care if you shoot
Yeah,
Sony.
that part, you know, what I'm saying. So
I'm never gonna tell a Sony shooter, why are you shooting Sony,
No.
Nikon? No, I'm never gonna say that. Never. But I am gonna say, if you're happy with it, if you're shooting killer shots, that's all that counts, man. But I think you're putting too much. You're taxing your mind too much on things that you shouldn't be worried about. You know what I mean? So
probably it's because I'm a one man show. I'm not around a lot of people. That's what I think. That's what I think. I could be wrong. I think because no one ever told me, besides the negative part, no one ever told me, well, you need to do it this way. No one ever told me, said, hey, you're doing it. I'm always on my own. I'm always figuring out on my own. I've been always, ever since I started my photography business, it's like, you need to figure, like, are you going to help me? No, you need to figure it out. It's just, you know what I'm saying? Even though I
yeah,
don't
well,
expect,
that's
but
Well, that's confidence. You need to have confidence in yourself. You're a one man show. The work might be double, but figuring it out shouldn't be. You know, you gotta work on the fly when things go awry. I.e., every time I do a live stream, audio. But that's just the way it is, man. And I know you have it. You just got to exhibit it. All right, confidence.
plus you have
uh,
an insurance policy, which is your day job. You know, you
Yeah.
don't need to really rely on this gig. You
yeah.
can slow down and take your time.
Yeah, I'm an overnight guy. I do graveyard shift. I don't. I'm not a big people person during the day. Like right now, I'm supposed to be asleep right now, even though I only work 4 days out of the week. Yeah, I don't. Yeah, I don't. I'm more of a night guy. I'm not a day guy. When it comes to photography, I'm a totally different person. I'm enthused and happy and jolly and all this other stuff. It just when I come to the money, when the pay for the effort that I'm putting into, that's the part where it's like, really, you know.
Only you can change that,
Yeah, you're right. You're right, Chuck. You're 100% right on that.
because the
And
clients aren't going to say, "Look, you're such a good guy. We're going to double our."
I know that. I'm gonna have to respectfully keep this conversation short. It was a pleasure to meet all of you guys, all you photographers all around the world. Chuck, thank you for inviting me. Varagan, I mean, like, you're the man. Rock and roll. Like I said, I like
Yeah.
enthusiasm. I expect your advice. I gotta cook myself. This is what I have. In my apartment, so I gotta cook something to eat, and someone else gotta eat in here. You're welcome to come to Massachusetts. I mean, all of you guys, you too, Chuck. You're welcome to come to
Brother,
Massachusetts.
I'm trying to get away from the Northeast. I'm not going any farther north. Okay.
You want to go with California, right? You want to go with California?
No, don't.
No,
I'm
no,
trying
no.
to. I'm trying to get out of California, man.
What?
Uh,
Verhagen, really?
I don't know. I like
Have
Florida.
you seen the news?
I don't know. I really didn't know.
They're shut down out there. You can't talk, walk, chew gum, you name it in California.
Thank you, Paul Connor.
No, I'm going to Tennessee.
You know what? I went there. I went there to do a. I actually took the time. I took a risk. I took about like a week to go down there, and I took some a couple of landscape photography down there. Again, a friend of mine. He's a big landscape guy, whatever. And he said, "Oh, just do it." And I went down there and I had a great time.
Well,
So
good. Yep, we're heading to Tennessee.
yeah.
I know I don't sound like I'm from the South, but hey,
Okay, I have to believe that. All right then.
no
All
laugh.
right, guys. All right, guys. I don't want to take too much of your time. Like I said, I am starving, and thank you so much, each and one of you guys. I love you guys. That's actually my signature. I always say I love you, like I said before. Um, take care. Better health for everyone. We're all in
Hey,
this together.
do me a favor later on, go back, whether you listen to it or not, and read through these comments because there have been a lot of good comments in here with a lot of good things for you, man. And, you know,
Yeah, my advice is rewatch this stream because when you rewatch it, there's a lot of things you miss. When you listen to it and you have your full attention, you'll be surprised how many things you missed live.
yeah, a lot of people have suggested different photographers, wedding photographers. I don't know whether you follow them or watch or whatever, but Taylor, is it Taylor
Jackson.
Jackson? Yeah.
I like him though.
And right now, because you need to, well, Vaughan, tell us about what's coming up with Mr. Cliff Mottner, and you need to
Oh
watch.
yeah,
Well,
Phyllis, if you don't mind.
Go
I
ahead.
have well, not next. No, next week is next week, but the week after is Vanessa Joy and Cliff Mottner. They're two wedding photographers that are the top of their games. I mean, one for Canon, one for Nikon, and Cliff Mottner is top. I mean, I think Cliff is the best wedding photographer that I've seen, as far as type of work he does in lighting and his composition, portrait work. He's the best around, and he started photojournalism. He got he started in photojournalism, working for a paper. I think it was in Philadelphia, and he is from the Philadelphia area, if I'm not mistaken. But yeah, Cliff Mottner is the top guy. I mean, you want to learn, check out his website, and Jerry too. No, these guys are all top. Jerry,
They are. Yes, it's just hard to say
I
it.
mean,
You know,
I prefer they're all good. It's just a
yeah,
matter of what style you kind of gravitate more towards. Like if you look at my photos, you could see that I have a little bit of Cliff in them because of the portrait, the lighting, because I like that stuff. But they're all great, man. So just take your time and you'll see and watch other YouTube. Man, I didn't have this resource when I was coming up. I didn't have all these wedding photographers, sharing their knowledge. You have everything in front of you, man. There's no reason why you can't learn, and even in business, there's so many, even like what's his thing? Brian Troy is a good example of business plus photography, and he wants to get into more weddings. Photo Miai, you know Photo Miai?
Yes. Between you and me, I'm not gonna say
You heard of him?
Nothing. Yeah, I heard of him. He doesn't respond back to any comments, and I know it's always a full
Okay.
load, but
Actually, he's really, his personality is cool. He comes off people. He's not afraid of just socializing and sharing his knowledge. There's so many photographers out there that you can even for the business side of things. They're doing really good stuff. Guys like Yervant from Australia, guys like you know them all. I mean,
I like
take your time.
Teammate is I like him a lot. I really like him a lot. You could tell he reaches out. I think out of all of them, the people you said, I think Teammate is the best. Teammate. I don't know if you guys heard of Teammate.
yeah.
Yeah.
I like a variety of people for what how they show what they're doing, whether they're instructing or not. I mean, there's just so many different people out there to watch. But now back to my channel, and that's the reason I want to do live.
Sorry, Chuck.
Is no. I just want to say, I do this. I like doing the live streams because people get answers to questions most of the time. And a lot of there's so many smart people in the chat room that will answer the questions for people that are asking questions in the chat room. But my point is, what you brought up is a real good point. Some people have so many followers, subscribers, or whatever, and when they've got 400 or 500 comments on a particular video, your chance of getting an answer is pretty slim. And it's that's just nature of the beast and having that many comments here, or at least on live, you can you got a real good chance of getting your question answered. But yeah.
Hey, by the way, Maz, Paul, I love Jerry Guion, one of my top photographers.
Yeah, absolutely. But anyway, guys,
Cherry's awesome, man.
I gotta keep this short, guys. Like I said before, you guys are great. Thank you so much, and I will roll the tape again and watch all these comments because you guys were awesome. I'm gonna be making a channel. The reason why I'm gonna be making a channel is because people like you, Vrog, and Pete, that gives us hope. You too, Chuck, give us hope and give us to a level where
what isn't us? It's all those people over there in the chat column. They're the people that make all this work and make it successful.
You guys,
and if I can motivate one person a day, I did my job. I don't really care about having 500,000 viewers in one video.
I can honestly think that you did, my friend. You did that in every video you have. Your videos is just top notch, especially when I'm going over.
Thank you.
All right, buddy.
Okay,
let's let you get out of here so you can eat and catch a nap before you have to go to work.
Well, so anyway, guys, nice to meet you guys. So what do? I hit the leave button? Is that what it is?
Just a minute. Just make sure let everybody say their goodbyes. Everybody in here, because I know they're all wishing you luck, and that's another reason to sit down and watch.
Thank you, guys.
Yeah,
I know.
Rock and roll.
I gotta work on that. I gotta make a slogan like you, because you're really good. I need to come up with mine. Because I was jealous when you got one.
What?
No,
you got to tie it into.
That's really cool. Huh?
You got to tie it into what you really are into. Is there something that you're really into, like something that you love? One thing. Other than photography.
There is something I'm really passionate. I'm really good at. I'm a good dancer.
What is that?
I'm a dancer.
All right, maybe break out a dance move before every video.
Yeah, I think I could do that. I could definitely do that.
I'm just kidding, man. Whatever makes you happy.
Dave Vahagan, thanks very much for joining and helping out here, and everybody in the chat for helping out. You guys are the best.
You guys were awesome. Thank you so much. It just uplifted me in many ways. Trust me. I'm an emotional wreck. I still, yes, I'm not going to lie. I do still take pills.
Well, look, just maybe this helps you out too. But the bottom line is, if you're enjoying what you're doing, it takes a whole lot of that away. All that bad emotion away. So just enjoy it. So you got a lot of stuff you can begin with, setting yourself up here. A lot of good advice in there, and more advice to come from all the other pros that are out there and everything else. Don't let the naysayers get to you, because if that brings back bad vibes, then just shut them out. Get rid of it. Okay.
Yes, sir.
All right, man. All right. Best of luck to you. A lot of love your way, and get with it, man.
Absolutely. Oh,
now
yeah,
we
Chuck.
want to see results.
Huh?
Now we want to see results.
Okay. I will.
All right.
I was gonna. But before I make your departure, I remember you asked for the banner on. I was gonna say the photo that I showed you, like you saw with the cityscape. You think that will make a good photo?
Well, we'll talk about it more over there on that's Nikon Amateurs Group, guys, over on Facebook. You don't have to be a pro to join. You can be a pro and join, but you don't have to be. And we just kind of take care of each other there. But anyway, we'll talk about it more over there because we need to come up with a way to choose that every month, via voting for photos that people post or whatever. So we'll talk about it more though.
Okay.
Make it equitable for everybody. All right.
Absolutely.
All right, folks. Thank you very much for tuning in, joining the show today. I think it's great when we can all get together and help somebody out. It's just there's so much tearing down going on in the community. It's terrible. Too much negative, too much criticism, negative criticism. So here's our opportunity to help somebody else out. And I say help a little guy out. Why? Because he's trying to get everything up and running. I'm a little guy, and a lot of people have been helping me. So I think that's wonderful, and that's what this is all about. All right, all the gushy stuff out of the way. God bless you all. Have a wonderful rest of the day, and don't miss
Thank you, guys.
next Vahagan talk. And the next one will be who, Vahagan? The great
Joe McNally.
Joe McNally.
Atlee.
Lighting master,
so-
speedlight king, generalist photographer, great in everything in photography, and has great stories. And that'll be Tuesday night coming up.
Yep.
Also, I'll be back here
Thank you, guys.
Saturday night, our typical Saturday night live stream. Don't know who will be on with me, but be prepared. Who knows who will show up. And
The
we'll get
real
back to
Saturday Night Live.
Yeah, Saturday Night Live on AP
The
Studios.
real SNL I'm interested in.
We will we'll get back to ranting about Nikon, what they've done good and bad over the last few weeks. We really haven't had a good rant lately, and we'll talk about all that. Bring all your information that you glean off the internet and everywhere else about what Nikon's doing or any other camera, and let's chat about it. But Saturday night, 9 p.m. Eastern, we'll be live again. All right, folks. Any last goodbyes or anything before we shut her down?
No, I think thank you, guys. Thank you for having me, Chuck. Nice meeting you, Sky. And I think I agree with you, Chuck. Never be afraid of showing some emotion when you're talking. I think a lot of people are afraid to offend people. And if you feel strongly about something and without any stepping on anyone's toes, I'm not saying go ahead and insult people in their face, but if you have emotion, if you see someone's doing something bad to, cross you, never be afraid of just confronting them in a way where it's good. Ranting sometimes is healthy.
Yeah. Sometimes it isn't. My wife will tell me about it though. But anyway,
I need one of those.
Yeah. Anyway, guys. Yeah, it's been great. And James says, "Stick to your guns." That's absolutely right. Thanks, Mosman. Thanks for the
James.
community, for you all being here and everything else. All right, folks. I think we said it all. We plugged ourselves, didn't we, Vahagan? Is there anything we need to plug that we forgot?
No, but "Stick to Your Guns" is a good song.
Absolutely.
It's
All right,
Motley Crue
folks.
song, I think.
Have a wonderful day. We'll see you on the next stream. Bye-bye.
Rock and roll.